Hello, we are Team 4118 Roaring Riptide from PK Young based in Gainesville, Florida. My name is Brycelyn, and today we're going to be showing you how to create your own switch in a kit from our Tidal Wave with AT kits. In other words, I'm going to be demonstrating to you how to make your own Raindrop switch. So without any further ado, let's get started. First, we're going to make sure we have our safety glasses on, as it's important to protect our eyes from any components that might get in our eyes when we snip them, or any solder that might spit up on us. So now I'm going to go ahead and move to our solder station, where I'll show you what components come in the kit and what tools you will need. To begin with, let's review the tools that come in the Tidal Wave kit. First, you have your aux cord, with on one side, you have one red and one white wire, and on the other side, you have a mono jack. Then you're going to have your tactile switch. You're going to have the top part of your 3D printed casing, in other words, the lid. And then you're going to have your bottom 3D printed casing. Now, the tools you will need for this project is a soldering iron. If needed, I'm going to be using a pair of helping hands to help hold the components when we start soldering. You're going to need wire strippers, needle nose pliers, snips, and then solder for your soldering iron. So to begin with, we're going to go ahead and move all of our other components and tools out of the way, and we're just going to start with our aux cord. So first, we're going to start by examining the aux cord and what it looks like. On one side here, you see we have the mono jack, which plugs in to a stereo jack, which can operate something like an adapted toy. Then on this side, you have two exposed wires, where one is most likely going to be red, and then the other is going to be white. To begin with, we're going to start by stripping about 1 centimeter off of each of these wires. And we're going to get the camera to get a little closer up here. So now you can see the red wire and the white wire. We're going to start by using our wire strippers and stripping off about 1 centimeter of each of those. That's one. That's two. So then they should look like this, where you can see the copper metal wire exposed now. So now once we've done that, we're going to now set this aside and start preparing actually, one really important step that we need to do first. And if you miss this step, you will have to start over. So it's important to go ahead and get this out of the way now. You're then going to take your 3D printed piece. You have the bottom 3D printed casing, and you notice here, we have one hole on one side, the main opening here in a square outline. We're going to take the end of the aux cord that you had just stripped the wires on and feed it through the smaller circular hole on the end. And then you're going to feed it all the way through. It should go through a triangular shaped hole, you can kind of see there. And then you're going to feed the whole wire into it. So in this case, as well as the tiny red and white wires, you're also going to be feeding the black wire into it as well. This is because when we soon to put the tactile switch on it, if you need to put the casing on it, it will be too late. So it's important to do this step now. So the casing is already across the wires. So it should look like this. And now we're going to move on to prepping our tactile switch. So here we have our tactile switch now. And the first step here is now we're going to use our needle nose pliers. And we're going to bend the 4 of these metal legs flat. So I'm just going to take and kind of gently bend. They are pretty fragile, so make sure you don't break them off in this process. I'm just making them flat, and I'll show you this side compared to the other side. So now you can see here how one side is flattened, and then the other side still has its legs kind of vertical. So now I'll go ahead and flatten the other side, like so. So your end result should look something like this, where you have all 4 of the legs on the tactile switch flattened out, Kind of looks like a little spider. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take one side of the flat, like we're going to take either or side. It doesn't matter which side you use, but you're going to cut off 2 legs on one side. Like I said, it doesn't matter which side you do this to as long as you're only cutting off the legs on one side. So now I'm going to hold this and use the snips to get as close as I can to the edge and then cut it off. We're going to hold our hand kind of over it. So if the metal pieces go flying, it doesn't go anywhere. That's why we also wear safeties, so it doesn't get in our eyes. I'm going to move the kind of metal out of the way. And this is what it should look like. So now I'm going to turn the switch this way. And you can see these kind of 2 black pieces right here. We're going to have to cut those off because if we want this switch to fit flush inside the 3D printed casing, we need to cut these off. So now again, I'm going to use our snips. I'm going to cut the notches off as flush as I can against the bottom of the switch. And it should look something like this. Just you're cutting the 2 notches off. That's all there is to it. So now, after that's done, you should have your tactile switch now with 2 prongs on one side flattened out and no notches on the bottom. Next step, with this soldering. So I'm going to move some of our tools out of the way. And now we're actually going to prep our soldering iron ready for soldering. So I'm going to take our soldering iron and we're going to do something called tinning the tip, where we're going to take our solder and slowly bring it to the tip of the soldering iron. You'll see it start to melt a little bit. And then you're going to go ahead and clean your soldering iron. All right. So then we're going to bring back our aux cord into the 3D printed piece. And what I'm going to do now, and this is where if you would like to, you can use your helping hands if you have them. I'm going to go ahead and place the tactile switch into one of the helping hands. That one's not working very well. This is so I can work with my hands better and be able to, because the next step is a little tedious. You're going to have to wrap these, you're going to have to wrap each of the metal exposed wires around each of the prongs on the tactile. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, move it this way so you can get a better view. All right. And if it helps, you can always kind of move the 3D print back a little bit on the wire, just so it's out of the way, because you can always move it back once you're done with this. So because this process is probably the most difficult out of this tutorial, what I suggest about trying to wrap each of these around the individual prongs here is kind of making a little loop around using each of these. And you can just kind of twist them together first so they're thinner. So they'll kind of look like that. And then I'm just going to kind of loop them around like this. And then I'll do the other one as well. Just move that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing a little better. The important part here is just that you have a way to wrap the exposed wire around the metal prongs, because that's what we're going to be soldering to. So once you have 2 little loops, this is just the way I do it. If there's a better way you would like to try, that's fine. But for the sake of time, I'm going to now put the loops around each individual prong here. And I'm going to move this red wire a little bit, just so that the wire is not in the way when we go to solder it. And then I'm going to use another set of helping hands to kind of hold it in place here. And like I said, this part is very tedious, so don't feel discouraged if it takes a minute. to get the wires put on. You want this to be the best it can because you are soldering this part. You also want to make sure the solder joints have something to adhere to. So it's good if you're taking a while to do this part. That's what I have to say about this. So once you're in a good spot where you have both of the wires on there, this is the part where you're going to go ahead and be soldering. The important part here is to make sure that when you solder, the solder joints are not connected, that each individual piece of like metal tabs here coming off of the tactile switch have their own solder joint. So now to solder, I'm just going to place my soldering iron down and slowly feed the solder to it. We'll see the solder start to melt. But just remove them out of the way. And now on the camera, you can kind of see a glossy metal. And I'll zoom in 1 second. Then you're going to do the same thing with the other side. You can always trim excess wire or excess solder down once you're done. So I'm going to clean my soldering iron, and then I'm going to zoom the camera in just a little bit so you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. And I'll unclip it from here. Trying to get the camera to focus. So yeah, so you can kind of see now that there is solder attaching the metal onto it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back. I'm actually going to hold this and I'm going to trim a little bit of the excess solder just so it's not in the way when we go to actually hot glue it. There we go. So now you can kind of see the wires are connected. And if you it's a good idea to go ahead and give it a little tug test, meaning you'll put one hand on the tactile switch and the other hand on the wires and just kind of give it a little tug. If it's not yanking out or wiggling, that's a good sign. And you are going to need hot glue for this next part. So now, 3D printed casing on the switch is because now you can see that the switch will not fit back through the hole. So it's a good thing we did that before. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull it through. I'm going to pull this part through and kind of bend it back. So what we want to do now is attach this tactile switch to this 3D printed part. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my hot glue gun and in the center of the square outline, and the square outline is where the tactile switch is going to fit, I'm just going to add just a little bit of hot glue in the center there. Sorry, the hot glue is not. So now I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue there. I'm going to put it back and then just kind of move the strings out of the way. Then I'm going to pull. Yeah, you kind of heard it kind of snap into place. I'm going to just kind of move the tactile switch into where it fits in the square hole, in the square outline, I mean. And you can kind of see in the camera now where the solder joints kind of rest in their own outline while the tactile switch fits in the square. And then you should see your wires coming out of the other side. You also want to make sure the bottom of your tactile switch is flush with the bottom of the 3D print. So now I'm going to flip this over. So you can now see the red and the white wires on the other side. We're actually going to add some more hot glue there, so they'll just be a little more supported and they'll stay in place better. So I'm just going to add some hot glue. Just kind of move it around just so the hot glue can stay in place and help the wire stay in place. And we're going to let that cool for 1 sec and move the strings out of the way. But you can see that there is now hot glue holding the wires in place, and the black wire is also going through the hole, so those wires have less of a chance to come out. I'm going to go ahead and move all of this over. So we're going to let the hot glue dry for a little bit. In the meantime, now you're going to grab your top 3D printed part, so the cap looking one. And where you see the square hole, we're then going to apply a little more hot glue into that hole, because then this will actually go on the blue part of the tactile switch. So it actually works like a button. And now move the strings out of the way so you can see the reflection of the hot glue on the 3D print. I'm going to flip the switch over here. And the way the square lines up, you're going to align the square with the switch and just kind of push down. You can kind of feel it click into place, but then I'm going to go ahead and hold the pieces together so the hot glue has a chance to dry onto the switch. So you just want to hold it for a little bit. It is hot glue, so it dries more quickly than, say, like Elmer's glue. And so now you can see, if I turn to the side, you can see that now I'm actually clicking the switch and it makes a little click sound. That means that the switch is done and it is complete. And so now you have a button and a raindrop switch. And if you haven't figured it out yet, it's called a raindrop switch because the switch actually looks like a raindrop, which is really cool. So I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of get one final look of how the whole thing is supposed to look when you're done. And these hot glue strings. All right, so you have your aux cord, and then you have your mono jack on the end, and then you have your 3D print tactile switch inside your 3D print. So this is how you make a raindrop switch. We would like to thank our partner, Makers Making Change, in providing us with this switch design, which is one of our most popular switch designs for our AT projects. We hope you are as excited as we are for the spread of assistive technology, and we thank you for watching this video and building your own assistive technology raindrop switch. In 1 second, our QR code for requesting an AT tidal wave kit will come up, so you have a chance to get your very own tidal wave kit. Thank you so much for joining us.